Why racial hierarchy persists. The psychology behind a system designed to last. What you're about to hear isn't an opinion, it's an analysis of the psychological mechanics behind a long-standing power structure. Racial hierarchy is not merely a mindset, it is a principality, a power that cloaks itself in policy, culture, media, and law. It whispers narratives, manufactures fear, assigns worth, and engineers inferiority. And while many argue over the pieces, the crime statistics, the education gaps, the disparities, they ignore the unseen force moving the board. Psychology calls it learned dominance. Sociology calls it structural advantage. The scriptures call it by its true name, the God of this world who blinds the minds of the people, and spiritual wickedness in high places. But the Most High is unveiling it now. The hand that hid in shadow is being revealed, not to frighten us, but to prepare us. Because when the remnant awakens, the game collapses. I call it what it truly is, the invisible hand that determines the fate of black lives long before our first move is ever made. Section 1. The system is psychological before it is physical. Racial hierarchy does not begin with a whip or a law. It begins with a story, a false narrative designed to shape how the world sees blackness and how black people see themselves. It engineers inferiority internally and superiority externally. It whispers a script into society. White is normal, white is rational, white is deserving, black is excessive, black is suspicious, black is threatening, black must justify itself. This is not opinion, this is conditioning, one of the oldest psychological weapons in existence. Racial hierarchy survives because it programs an entire population to see hierarchy as natural. It is not natural, it is engineered. Section 2. The game is rigged, then broadcast as fair. The hand that moves the chess pieces does not play the game. It controls the board. It sets the rules. It appoints the referees. It determines who is coachable, who is qualified, who is marketable, who is criminal, who is a threat, and who is a savior. Racial hierarchy operates by managing perception, not reality. If the system can shape the narrative, it never has to face the truth. Once perception is shaped, oppression becomes invisible. Inequality becomes justified. Sabotage becomes discipline, and injustice becomes protocol. The hand moves and the world blames the pieces. Section 3. The projection of inferiority. One of the most profound psychological truths is this: racial hierarchy is not sustained by white superiority, but by white fragility, protected at all costs. It is the insecurity of a system that must exaggerate accomplishments, inflate competence, erase failures, and punish exposure. Because the moment true talent, true brilliance, and true excellence emerge, the illusion collapses. This is why black intelligence, black innovation, and black success are always framed as a threat, a fluke, or a controversy, while white mediocrity is routinely repackaged as leadership, potential, or promise. Racial hierarchy is not built on strength, it is built on fear, the fear that the truth about black greatness would overturn the entire board. Section 4. The mechanics of control. The psychology of racial hierarchy relies on predictable strategies. First, narrative engineering, crafting stories that depict black resistance as chaos and white authority as order. Second, emotional manipulation, using fear, guilt, and outrage to maintain dominance. Third, projection, accusing black people of the very behaviors the system engages in to deflect accountability. Fourth, gatekeeping, controlling access to wealth and decision making. And fifth, Manufactured confusion, keeping the population divided and distracted. Every tactic leads to the same outcome, preserving the illusion of white dominance by suppressing black potential. Section 5, the prophetic revelation. We are in a season where hidden things are being revealed. The Most High is exposing this architecture not to frighten us, but to free us. For the first time in centuries, the pieces are starting to move, not according to the hand, but according to the purpose. Black voices are rising. Black awareness is increasing. Black excellence is no longer containable. The invisible hand is visible now, exposed by truth, confronted by revelation, and weakened by the very pieces it once controlled. The witness. Racial hierarchy is a strategy, a kingdom built on deceit and maintained by illusion. But the Most High is dismantling it piece by piece. Truth is no longer the whisper, it is the trumpet. Awakening is no longer optional, it is required. And as long as my voice is given breath, I will speak the quiet part out loud. The hand is exposed now. The pieces are moving, and the board will never be the same. This has been a production of The Quiet Parts Out Loud by the last witness for Black News and Views.